Hello everyone, Bob here. This is the last of the 007 declassifieds and my first leg of my trip through the James Bond franchise. We are of course talking about Sean Connery's official swan song from this series, Diamonds Are Forever. Yeah, I know he came back it was a little over a decade later, I guess, for Never Say Never Again, but that is not an official James Bond movie, and it is in fact a remake of Thunderball made by another company. So, Diamonds Are Forever came out in 1971. Guy Hamilton returned to direct, who directed Goldfinger, and he also brought back Shirley Bassey to sing the theme song. Connery was hired for what at the time was a record-breaking salary for a single film. He got $1.25 million to come back and play the role of 007 again. Several actors were tested after Lazenby walked away after On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but the producers were pretty adamant that they wanted, or United Artists was pretty adamant that they wanted Connery, and the producers obliged. The film starts out, Bond is on a vengeful hunt for Blofeld. Now, if you've seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service or watched my previous 007 Declassified, you know that Tracy, the girl Bond marries at the end of the previous film, is killed by Blofeld and his henchwoman at the very end of the film. So it's understandable as to why he's on a manhunt to try to find him. And he ends up finding Blofeld, and there are a bunch of them. He's in a place where there's a bunch of plastic surgery going on, making a bunch of Blofeld body doubles, if you will. Bond impersonates a diamond smuggler to get into this diamond smuggling ring because all these diamonds are going missing. And it turns out Blofeld's behind this plot, and he's trying to get all these diamonds so that he can power a space-based laser weapon so he can dominate the world and hold it hostage. It is at this point in the movie that Bond realizes that the Blofeld he killed at the beginning was an imposter and it wasn't the real Blofeld. He unfortunately just killed one of them that was going to be a body double. The film had to be rewritten several times. Once after Lazenby left, and then another time after Albert Broccoli had a dream about Howard Hughes being kidnapped and having an impersonator play the part of Howard Hughes, and of course that's where the character of Willard White can't come from, that's played by Jimmy Dean. Overall, this film is inferior to its predecessor, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but it's still a fun film to watch. It's great to have Connery back in the fold as James Bond, even if it is for one last time. So my final rating for this film, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's enjoyable. It's not in the ranks of the best of Bond movies, but it is still better than several of them. It's kind of a middle-of-the-road Bond movie, and that means it's still a lot of fun to watch. Jill St. John plays Tiffany Case. She is a diamond smuggler, and she waffles back and forth several times, and you're never really quite sure until later in the movie whether she's going to end up on Bond's side or as a villain, because she can't seem to make up her mind. But Jill St. John does a good job of playing the diamond smuggler and the main Bond girl for this film. Lana Wood plays Plenty O'Toole. She's a gold-digging girl that Bond meets in Vegas. Of note, Lana Wood is Natalie Wood's sister. Jimmy Dean is the aforementioned Willard White. He is an entrepreneur, and he is kidnapped by Blofeld and hidden out of sight so that they can have an impersonator in place, and it's basically his empire that Blofeld's using to hide himself so that he can build his space-based laser weapon. Norman Burton plays Felix Leiter this time around. He's a CIA agent. He's basically the same character that he's been in the other entries in the franchise he's been in. It's just this time he is played by a different actor yet again. Charles Gray plays Ernst Stavro Blofeld, the head of Spectre and Bond's archenemy. Gray, of course, was previously in You Only Live Twice as Deco Henderson. Bruce Cabot played Bert Saxby, White's casino manager who is in cahoots with Blofeld. Unfortunately, this was Cabot's last performance on screen. Bruce Glover and Putter Smith are Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd. They are Blofeld's henchmen who go around killing the diamond smugglers, and periodically throughout the movie they show up to kill anybody who has any connection to the diamond smuggling ring. They try to kill Bond a few times, and at the end of the movie they tried to kill Bond again before he takes care of them. Of note, Bruce Glover is Crispin Glover's father. Of course, Crispin Glover, we all know, is in Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and he is also Marty McFly's father in the Back to the Future, the original Back to the Future film. In this film, Bond kills 7, and the others kill 42, so that's a total of 49 kills in Diamonds Are Forever. Sean Connery, his Bond, has a total of 45 kills in the official James Bond films. The overall Bond total is 71 at this point. That combines both the original Bond, Connery as Bond, and through You Only Live Twice. George Lazenby and On Her Majesty's Secret Service had his 21, and then, of course, Bond and Diamonds Are Forever. That is a grand total up to this point. Well, like I say, that concludes my first leg through the Bond series. I was going to try to have the whole franchise done by the time the new film comes out, although the further closer and closer we get to it, the more doubts I have that No Time to Die is actually going to make its November release date. I hope it does. I'm just kind of doubtful, that at least in the United States anyway, where I have access to it. So I'm going to put the Bond franchise on hold now, and starting here this week, actually, I'm going to focus primarily on horror. There will be a few times when I branch out from horror. Sometime this week I'm going to see New Mutants. Sometime I'll see Tenet. I'll give you reviews of them, of course, in there. But I'm going to try to focus for the most part on horror this month. And then in October I will exclusively focus on horror, with the one exception being if I do get the Back to the Future 4K set in October. I've pre-ordered it. Whether I actually get my hands on it that month or not, don't know yet. As soon as I get my hands on it, I will give a review of that. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please give me a like. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I try to have new content up daily. Doesn't always work that way, but that's my ultimate goal. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.